60% of Americans feel there aren't enough hours in the day to get everything done. Whether you're working, studying, or maybe juggling both, keeping up with it all can seem impossible. I've struggled with this recently. Full-time work drained my days, and after hitting the gym, prepping meals, and doing chores, all I was left with was just a couple of hours, and I was already exhausted. It's crazy how time flew by day after day, and before I knew it, I'd skipped over a month of my life and hadn't published a single video. If you don't pay proper attention to managing your time, you may start struggling to keep up with your classes, miss deadlines, skip workouts, and your social life may take a hit because you'll always be too tired. Or maybe that passion project you've been dreaming about, like your side hustle, will get pushed aside because you simply won't have the energy or time. Don't let that happen. That's what this video is for. I'll share with you today how I managed to regain control over my time and how I went from missing every possible deadline to being more focused and productive, sticking to my workout routine, finally getting back on track with my YouTube channel, and still having time to relax, no matter how busy life gets. You probably don't know this, but my journey to mastering time management started in Russia. I was born in Moscow and spent my whole childhood there. I was determined to become a doctor. When I was a kid, I felt so proud of myself. I had a solid plan for the next couple of decades of my life, and all I needed to do was stick to that plan. So I worked hard in school, scored exceptionally well on my exams, and began medical school. But life took an unexpected turn, and my family and I relocated to another country. When we moved, I obviously had to leave medical school, and I decided to start working full-time to support myself and my family financially. I thought I could handle it the way I did in school, but the opposite happened. My days were consumed by work and some hobbies I was used to, like going to the gym, leaving me barely any time or energy for anything else, including my channel. I found myself procrastinating, spending hours scrolling through TikTok instead of focusing on my goals. I felt helpless, and trust me, this is the worst feeling. Self-improvement is a constant battle with yourself, and I thought it was lost. This is when I decided to take matters in my own hands and finally fix it. After some trial and error, here is what I recommend doing. One of the most eye-opening steps in my time management journey was conducting a time audit. Imagine this: you're looking at a detailed breakdown of every activity you engage in over a week. Studying, working, scrolling through social media, watching TV, etc. You realize that every hour counts, and with only 24 hours in a day, you need to make choices that align with your goals. I discovered that activities I thought were harmless, like watching movies, were actually consuming time I could have used more productively. For instance, I used to binge watch movies and TV shows, which seemed like a nice break, but ultimately pushed my YouTube content creation to the sidelines. So here is what I did. I identified my top priorities: work, gym, YouTube, and spending time with family and friends. Anything outside this circle, like reading books or watching TV, was secondary. If I missed out on reading a book, it wasn't a big deal, because it's not a top priority right now. However, if I didn't work on my next video, there was a problem. By understanding what truly matters and letting go of the rest, I was overloading myself with non-essential tasks. This approach has relieved the pressure of striving for perfection, and I usually struggle with this. It's about making meaningful progress rather than just staying busy. But even if you've prioritized your core goals and identified where your time goes, there is still a challenge. What if you're too tired to tackle those important tasks when the time comes? It's a common struggle, and understanding how to manage your energy and downtime effectively is so crucial. In my journey, I faced this exact issue. I had all my priorities set, but after a long day of work or study, my energy levels were so depleted that even starting a small task felt daunting. This was when I realized that just planning wasn't enough. I needed to address how to maintain productivity even when I was running on empty. If you don't manage your energy properly, you risk falling into a cycle of procrastination and frustration. Tasks pile up, and your progress stalls. In the next part of this video, I'll share practical strategies for managing your energy and maximizing productivity even when you feel drained. I transformed my own approach to managing tiredness and learned how to make consistent progress even on the most exhausting days. Everyone has natural rhythms, times when they feel most alert and other periods when energy dips. By identifying these patterns, you can align your daily tasks accordingly. For example, if you're a morning person, schedule your most challenging and creating tasks, like brainstorming ideas or tackling complex projects, during those early hours when your mind is sharp. Conversely, reverse routine or less demanding activities for times when your energy naturally wanes, like mid-afternoon. And if you have free time only after studying or working, like I do, when your energy is already low, there are some strategies to try to. Breaking these tasks into smaller, manageable steps can make a world of difference. Instead of trying to complete an entire project in one go, focus on one small part that you can handle even when you're tired. Set a specific time limit, let's say 15 or 20 minutes to work on that task. Even a short burst of focused effort can keep you moving forward and ensures you have time for proper rest and recovery. Speaking of rest and recovery, prioritizing quality sleep is one of the most effective ways to enhance your daily energy levels and overall well-being. Trust me, if you haven't already done it, establish a bedtime routine that promotes relaxation and signals to your body that it's time to wind down. As my dad used to say, sleep is the best reward. Nothing compares to waking up refreshed and ready to tackle the day. Now it's time to transition to the last but not least part of the video. Not the game changer for me, especially when tackling difficult tasks. It's easy to lose momentum when switching from one task to another, particularly when you're moving from something you enjoy, like working out, to something more challenging like editing a video or studying. By setting a specific time for the gym right after work and on my way home, I created a seamless transition that made it easier to stay committed. The key is to minimize the friction between tasks. For example, I found that if I prepared everything I needed for my next task before going to the gym, like setting up my workspace or planning out what I needed to do, I could transition into it more smoothly. This way, when I get home, there is no excuse to procrastinate, saving time and energy. Now it's your turn. Even small changes can make a big difference. Check out my previous videos and subscribe to my channel for more content. I truly hope this video was helpful and definitely have a good day.